Again, I'm just never gonna figure out how to do these movie recordings right because it just randomly stops at random times. But I promise, like, there's like two more sentences, um, and then no more of me talking. Then you guys can just do the activities. So, sorry. So Hale says, "What profits him to bleed? Shall the dust praise him? Shall the worms declare his truth? Go to him and take his shame away." So Reverend Hale says, "What is the point of him dying? There's no point of him dying because if he dies, okay, he has his name, he has his pride. Who cares? The worms that eat his body, are they going to care about his pride? The dust that he's going to turn into the ashes, do they care about his good name? No. And so by saying this, Reverend Hale is kind of acknowledging that, I mean, this is Reverend Hale saying this. Remember, he was a reverend. He's kind of maybe saying, like, maybe there is no afterlife. Maybe you're supposed to live your best life here on earth, not just in anticipation of heaven. Because he's saying, what's the point of dying with pride if you're going to rot in the ground? Your pride's not going to go with you to heaven. Your good name's not going to go with you to wherever you go after you die. And he's like, Elizabeth, go save him. Go take his shame away. And Elizabeth, the last line of the play, super famous line, says, as she supports herself against collapse, grips the bars of the window with a cry, because she's looking out the window at her husband being hanged. She says, "He have his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him." And she doesn't go after her husband as much as she wants to save him. She doesn't go after her husband and run after him and say, "John, John, take it back." Because this is the first time since the affair, this is the first time in over a year that John feels like John Proctor, that John feels like a decent man, that John feels like he's done something right, that he's done something good. He has his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him. So she realizes that it's better for him to die in peace than to live the rest of his life in shame and agony. And then the final drum roll crashes. Keep in mind there's a drum going the whole time to build up the suspense. The drum roll crashes, then heightens violently. Hale weeps in frantic prayer. So now Hale's weeping. And the new sun is pouring in upon Elizabeth's face, and the drums rattle like bones in the morning air. What an ending. So the new sun, so remember, sunrise, the timing of things in books is important. So with John's death, it doesn't end with the sunset, it ends with the sunrise. Because with John's death, it inspired the town to start questioning the stupidity and the validity of these trials. John's death is what's, and Rebecca's death, is what sparks the end of the Salem witch trials. So with his death, his great sacrifice up on there, the sun rises and pours onto her face, meaning that there's a new dawn, there's a new beginning, right? Because with every dark night, there will always be a sun to follow it. And then the drums rattle like bones in the morning air. Bones, obviously, because a bunch of people died. And that wasn't too hard of a metaphor. Hopefully you guys got that. And then the curtain falls. And that's the end of the Crucible. And it ends that way. And I'm curious what you guys think about, and that's what you asked in your daily prompt, is, did you like the ending? Did it frustrate you? Is that what you thought would happen? Did it make you angry? Did it make you sad? And it should do all of those things, all the above. And the weirdest thing to keep in mind is this is real. This happened. 12 people hanged, more people died of other things like being stoned, crushed to death. 200 people accused, and then it happened in other towns. It wasn't just in Salem, it was all over the country, it was all over the world. It was an epidemic of insanity and stupidity and people believing in mass hysteria. And the reason why we still read this today, and of course why it was written in the 50s, was, the mass hysteria of 50s and communism, was that if we don't question things, if we don't stand up for what's right in the beginning, if we don't listen to our conscience, if we don't listen to people's arguments and try and find the falsities or the illogicalness of it, it can happen again. And it, it's sad to say, it might. But for everybody that's read The Crucible, hopefully you can try and stop that from happening again. So, what happened in real life afterwards, the character of John Proctor did die. Most of the people died. Elizabeth lived on. She got remarried, but it wasn't happily. It was just more because she needed someone to take care of her and like her 4 kids. Like I said, Abigail, nobody's really sure. There's all these theories. The town ended up kind of revolting and basically ousting the judges and stopping the trials. Only one of the girls, the Putnam's daughter, apologized and said it was fake. All the girls went to their deathbed saying that it was real. The only person that ever really got their comeuppance was thankfully Reverend Paris. Throughout the years after the Salem witch trials, Reverend Paris got hounded by people. He got his life threatened, and they basically ran him out of town, and he died penniless and broken and sad and alone. And we don't feel bad for him because he's a total jerk. So hopefully that's just maybe one good ending out of this for you guys. So next, go ahead and do your activities. I know this was a longer lecture, but of course it's the ending of the book, so we had to go a little bit longer. But let me know if there's any questions. I am live at my computer for you guys if you need anything. Next class, so there's no real homework besides read your independent reading. Next class, I'm hoping that we can show the movie. I'm still working with Miss Casillion on how we're going to do that. If we're going to try do Google Meets and screencasting it, I don't know. If you don't do the movie, then I promise we'll do some sort of fun project. We'll take a break from all of this work that I'm sure you guys are inundated with. But otherwise, just for homework, just please keep reading your independent reading book. Stay safe, stay healthy. I miss you guys a lot. It takes a lot to kind of get motivated to do these recordings because I'm literally talking to a laptop and a wall and a cat. So hopefully you guys still get a little bit more of the emotion and the passion that I would have in the classroom, but it's hard without your smiling faces. So love all you guys, always representing the poos, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.